Jones, and I am excited and delighted to speak with you this morning about July 2012 at Bible-Based Fellowship. July, this month, is what we're calling Sabbath month, and what a Sabbath time we're looking forward to. Now, I do know that many of you said Sabbath month. I thought that was a Jewish or Muslim observance. Well, it's a God observance. You hardly open up your Bible. Genesis chapter 1, verse 31. It tells us that God, after 6 grueling days of creating and creating all that we know that is created, he looked at everything he had done and said, "That's good." And then in Genesis chapter 2, verse 2, it says something even more remarkable. Let me read it to you. It says, "And on the 7th day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made." Now that lets us know that rest is godly. That lets us know that taking a break is godly. That lets us know that after one has exhausted themselves, okay, it is more than appropriate. It is godly to Sabbath or take a rest. When we speak of Sabbath, when we speak of a day of rest or a time of rest, again, it's not just the Genesis movement or the God movement or some other created movement. It's very prevalent today. Runners, long distance runners, they get prepared for a race and then they run it. A couple of our members went to Atlanta last week to run in the Atlanta Classic. Many professional athletes, they have a season. After that season, guess what they do? They have a time of rest so that they can replenish, so they can refresh, so that they can get their bodies healed and back in shape. Well, it's no different than the Christian journey. This is just the way we do it at Bible-Based. And what an exciting month we have ahead of us. Why? Because we've got an exciting second half of 2012 ahead of us. And we want to be refreshed, we want to be renewed, we want to be revived, and we want to be ready for whatever the Lord sends our way. This is how we do it at Bible-Based. And I already hear you saying, "Well, Pastor Jones, how do we do it at Bible-Based?" First of all, we have to be prayerful. Then, of course, we have to be helpful. Then, of course, we have to be mindful. And lastly, we want to be joyful. We have 4 particular segments. Prayer emphasis in these 4 weeks. And I want to encourage each of you to take advantage of these times in prayer with your families or in prayer with your friends if you're not married and you don't have family here, or if you're just visiting today. We'd love for you to take part in this initiative with us, all right? And recognize and celebrate your Sabbath, our Sabbath, as we celebrate the blessings and the grace of God upon our lives to take us through the first half of 2012 and prepare us for this last leg. We have taken tremendous initiative in giving a modern day tenor to God's original idea of Sabbath. And that modern day tenor is wrapped in the 4 classes that we'll be offering during the month of July. One of those classes is scandal, and that is, how do you or I as a Christian, how are we supposed to handle scandal when it approaches the family, or even when you become the victim of it? And God forbid were you to become the person who initiates it. Would love for you to look into what that class offering is and take advantage of it. There's another class. That one is Stand Your Ground. We've seen recent happenings in our very community. Even today's announcement on MSNBC about what, how ludicrous $1 million bail was, because someone said that they lied about standing their ground. There's another class borrowed from a very popular series, Revenge, and it makes no sense for us Christians to suggest to ourselves that revenge is not a part of the daily fad, particularly among families. And we want to be sure that Bible-based members and our visitors and friends recognize how dangerous revenge can be and how unchristian it is. And how does a Christian respond? How should a Christian respond when revenge is on the fairways of their lives? So I want to, as your pastor, and as a part of the team that's putting this whole package together, I want to encourage you to find out which of these classes you may help or you may learn from attending. And then equally important is to join the prayer warriors and the prayer band who will be praying weekly for all of these offerings so that we will be rested and prepared for what God has for us the second half of 2012. God bless you. God keep you.